Bandicoot!
So if you haven't noticed, Marvel is a bit popular these days. Anyway, a lot of people were introduced to these characters and worlds through that uninspiring thing called the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's really cool that people in the mainstream are learning about stuff like Captain America and his battles of Hydra, the formation of the Avengers, or all these obscure characters like Domestic Abuse Man and Professor Comedy Cape. I still remember how I got into most this stuff as a kid. I loved Spider-Man, X-Men, Batman, and Venom. That was about it. When it came to comics, I hadn't really discovered the rest of the big wide world of serialized shark jump and glory we all know and love. My fascination with the medium didn't take hold until after I played the game Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which taught me that there are plenty of cool characters outside of just the ones I associated with. It was my gateway to dozens of new stories and characters in the Marvel Universe. In a world where Thanos and helicarriers are practically common knowledge, I think it would be fun to take a look back at the game that showed me these things for the first time and see how it holds up today, and maybe make a couple of riffs about all the things they've changed since then. Some people may remember the strange practice that game devs used back in 2006, where they would put out really crappy versions of games on the older consoles to incentivize people to get the new ones that were just coming out. I still remember how shocked I was when I found out Spider-Man Web of Shadows was a side-scroller on PS2, but I went with the actual game. These days, if a game came out on both generations, it was the same thing with slightly less extensive graphics, and it's barely noticeable. I'm really happy that this game is the same way, and the differences aren't distracting. It's really just graphical improvements and more characters. Oh, look at those 1080p HD graphics they were talking about on the box. Every time I read the back of a video game cover, I feel like I need to read it with a Sonic the Hedgehog to make it bearable. 6-axis wireless controller and dynamic gameplay. Extra playable heroes. Oh boy, the 6-axis, the thing that like 3 games utilized and then gave up on forever because motion controls are a stupid gimmick. Alright then, enough background on my experience of the game. People want to hear me complain about dorky, but like Thor having his Ultimate Universe costume and hammer. Despite this taking place in Universe 6 and a 6th, gonna be a lot of greater Marvel Universe jokes in this one because this game is essentially just Marvel Universe RPG. Oh look, a review option on the main menu. Maybe if I select that, this video will make itself and I won't have to do any work. Oh, this game has an original story about Dr. Doom building a massive army of villains called One of These. I think Annie prepares a plane to rule the world. Pretty simple stuff, but it's a story that allows for a road trip across everything from the comics, their missions spread all throughout reality and space that let you see pretty much everything this universe has to offer. You're just running around exploring neat fictional landmarks, stomping bad guys, getting a history lesson on comics, and piecing together Doom's convoluted plan. It's simple but effective. Not every superhero game needs to have a complex arc and plot. It just needs to not lie to your face about the characters or be completely incomprehensible and stupid right off the bat. I'd like to recommend this game to anyone who likes RPGs and wants to know more about comics. All the numerous characters you need on your journey and places you go could inspire you to want to read up on a specific location or person. This game was my introduction to a lot of these characters, and my perceptions of them were shaped a lot by its take on them. A lot of why I love Marvel can be attributed to this game teaching me so much about it as a kid. It's an amazing journey through one of my favorite realms of fiction. Now on to bitching about everything. God, this camera angle sucks. I hate this sort of top-down but slanted in an angle view. It's like this game was developed by the director of Thor. Either put the camera behind me or on top of me, but don't give up halfway through deciding. Well, I guess it was the best they could do considering top-down views are awful at showing care, and putting the camera behind the player would make it difficult to navigate the huge areas with all these characters running around at once. With a big single-screen multiplayer game, you need to be able to see as much as possible, I suppose. Hello, I'm very glad you could join the team. So the opening cutscene establishes a pretty cool set of characters to play as, but when you come to the shield logo things on the ground, you can switch them out for anyone from this list of badasses. I've heard that on the PS3 version they have more characters than the PS2. Oh my god, they have Moon Knight, yeah, this guy's awesome, and Colossus. Sweet Christmas. Well, now I'm at a loss. I don't know who to have on my team most of the time because there's so many great characters here. Alright, this works. I'm the most powerful force in the universe. Who gameplay? You hit X to do the punches, in circle to do a charged attack. Yes, I say circle instead of oh shut up. Square is a grab attack, and triangle jumps. Wait, what if I'm playing a Spider-Man? Oh hey, look, I'm doing it. Mom doing it. Wow, he really takes off. Look at him go. Would you believe this has way better web swinging and friend or foe? Because you see, if you try to swing up the side of the Empire State Building with a stopwatch to assess the speed of a sentence ness you travel with it. You'd be shocked to learn every character has a list of powers you can level up so they can do more comic book 2 stuff. You press one of these stupid trigger buttons and then one of the face buttons to do something cool. While playing this I would occasionally forget about this entirely and just hammer X until everything died. Usually your team is pretty overpowered because you come across enemies one at a time and curb stomp them as a gang. Even some of the bosses just get destroyed by the 4 of you. It's a great bonding experience, but you start to get a little bored knowing that nothing can stand in your way for the first half of the game. Then the later missions get somewhat difficult though, so you'll just have to power through it until then, or overpower through it rather. Black Widow, I feel we've known each other long enough that I can ask you, are you putting on weight now? This game was actually my first exposure to Deadpool. I had no idea who that was until I played this game the week it came out. How I'd missed you. Mon Petit Shepherd, let us run away and live a carefree life someplace exotic like Pittsburgh. His voice sounds a little weird in this game because if I'm not mistaken this is the first time the character had been voiced in anything, and those weird yellow text bubbles give the impression that his voice would be a little rough. I don't know, it works for the time being that there wasn't an official voice by then. Nolan North hadn't done his version yet, so this is what people just accepted as the voice. I even remember watching YouTube parodies as a kid where they tried to mimic this one. The voice acting is generally solid for most characters, and a lot of these are the voices I hear when I'm reading the comics, especially Black Bolt. They really nailed it, and it's fun that some of the voices were done by fans that sent in auditions in 2006. I wish game companies still did stuff like that. You already know who I'd love to play. There's something strange about comparing the way these characters were 11 years ago to now, because the Marvel Cinematic Universe of all of them so much in that time span. The X-Men and Fantastic Four aren't social pariahs that have their existence constantly threatened or denied. Iron Man's kind of humble and doesn't make jokes every 2 seconds because they started writing his character to mimic Robert Downey Jr.
How do you get that door sitting?
It's okay.
That's fine?
Yeah.
Hey, I have this all over my hands, but...
Instead of the other way around there, I said it. Spider-Man isn't a clumsy fanboy and actually sees the Avengers as equals, while also rightfully thinking some of them are full of crap. We still see Nick Fury Sr. instead of his son Samuel L. Fury, who is an unlockable costume. Jarvis and Vision are 2 separate people that exists at the same time. Why is Bruce Banner in this game? But they don't even so much as say the word Hulk. What a waste. Hulk needs some positive press that gives me an idea. Hey, wait a minute, I looked it up and it says the Hulk is only in the Xbox version. Oh, what the hell is it? Because they had a green color scheme and I can't get any of the DLC anymore on PSN. Damn it. Fine, here now I have it on the PS4. Where's my Venom? Since I ended up getting all 3 versions of the game, I gotta say the newest gen looks the best. This one has good textures and the colors aren't all faded and washed out. It actually looks pleasant. The boss fights range from fighting just a single random Marvel villain unceremoniously, or a fight at the end of a level of a huge monster or giant robot or something. Something I like about the smaller bosses is that they have special dialogue if you play as a character associated with them, so Mysterio doesn't say much to you if you're just any random character, but if you play as Spider-Man he talks to him directly and it's fully voice acted. It was my bag of cheesy puffs. Okay, TJ Miller, I have a suspicion that this is a Peter Parker character model. They just ended up using 4 Weasel instead. Man, Weasel sure looked different back then. Here's him now, feel old yet. So anyway, the big boss fights are pretty inventive. You have to basically do a mini puzzle to defeat each boss, which is preferable to just hammering a single button at them until they die. Although sadly this game did come out in an era when QuickTime events were being used as a crutch to replace strategy, so most of them require playing. Simon says to win. A problem specific to the PS3 copies is that they decide to use good old motion controls and it takes 3 tries to figure out what the hell the game is telling you to do. Why on earth was there a point in time where someone thought this wasn't as good as this? The areas you travel in this game range from being really exciting to sort of dull. Locations include different realms near Asgard, an evil circus hell, the bottom of the ocean, space like 4 different times, a creepy old Asian castle, a creepy old European castle, and steel corridors. I feel like this game could have really benefited from using the Marvel Universe's focal point. NYC may be a little overused in gaming, but it's so important to so many of these characters. 90% of them live there or are from there. It would be nice to get some scenery that isn't a cramped hallway for once. Some of the missions start to fade together in your head because it's just metal hallways with varying degrees of lighting. Here's a dimly lit one, here's a bright one, here's one with medium lighting. Stag. And my least favorite mission has to be when they go to Atlantis. There's nothing creative about it, it's just Atlantis. Picture Atlantis in your head, that's what it looks like in the game. Go even likes Namor. By the way, is there a huge fan base for Namor that I'm unaware of? All right, sure, okay, sure, right, sure, yeah, yes, right, okay. Wesley Snipes, were you hiding from the tax collectors in a skill crane machine? Get on out here, buddy, we got bad guys to fight now. If you're turned off by the idea of going on this quest with 4 characters instead of just your favorite, they're unlockable missions designed for every individual hero where you learn a bit of their backstory. Then you go on a solo rampage and fight a boss that isn't in the main game. It's a really neat set of side missions, or if that's not enough you can just get rid of your squad. Yep, just kick them all out and go do the epic mission on your own, which is actually pretty funny. I just can't imagine this
Exactly.
enormous quest to save the universe being done by just the Thing, or what if it's just like Luke Cage versus the Marvel Universe, or what about Iceman interacting with this a myriad of characters and going to defeat Doctor Doom single-handedly? Music. Hey Iceman, good to see you buddy. Hey, I heard that you're gay now. I know it's crazy, right? I mean, you think you know a guy, but hey, the heart wants what the heart wants, right? It must be difficult being discriminated against for being a mutant in addition to being gay, but hey, you're not the first game. Maybe you could go visit that alternate universe where Wolverine and Hercules are a couple. They seem like nice boats. Hey Bobby, I'm just really proud of you for being so proud. Okay, that's really awesome of you. Hey everyone, did you know Iceman is really gay? Like really actually gay? Hey come on man, it's alright, no need to be shy, we're all friends here. Yeah, he's totally gay you guys. All those chicks he dated were just beards. He ever consider hooking up with Mystique again, since she can just be a guy? In fact, Claremont wanted her to be Nightcrawler's dad, but the Comics Code Authority decided every act of the game story has a hub area with all kinds of side characters walking around, like Stark Tower where he can hang out in an office or go on Iron Man's lab. Oh look, it's Jarvis back. Before you is rewritten to be Cortana. Wow, this place is super busy. That's a lot of scientists walking around doing nothing. My favorite of the hub areas is the Sanctum Sanctorum Drive.
Hey, how did you like the play?
You did great.
Strangelove's house is really cozy and I would totally live here. I would rather die than spend an eternity here. Take friends, tell Scott I love him and tell Logan I love him. Okay, so the final mission is built up throughout the game is this assault on Doom's castle. You keep recruiting super people so you can go invade this small European country and assault the home of its peaceful benevolent ruler. You stick it to the bad guys and also smack around a couple of good guys too for fun, and you say the world thought it being about a boom, but then you get this monologue from the Watcher about how much of a failure you were if you didn't do this long list of side objectives. So in order to get the good ending you have to stop the super soldiers from destroying a research terminal, find Valkyrie's sword, find this old lady's ring in a box in the snow, tell Weasel had a flirt with Ben Grimm, successfully stop Galactus from eating the scrolls, save the queen of the Shi'ar Empire, performed brain surgery on the leader to steal his gamma power, sacrificed Jean Grey in a satanic ritual, saved Mike Pence in Murder World by Tony Stark, a high-class escort, saved Namor from dying due to civil unrest, embarrass Iceman when you're just trying to be nice and punch yourself. Well, that's one way to encourage replay value. Tell the player they're an idiot for not doing all the side quests. Now I'm sure as most Marvel fans know it's not the same as it was. You can debate on the quality of it all now, whether it's gotten better or worse is for you to decide, but either way it's not how it was 11 years ago. It may never be that way again, and that's part of the beauty of such a real and thriving universe of fiction. It's ever evolving and perpetually growing and shrinking. There's
So yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Definitely subscribe if you're new here, and make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, comment and share as well. Until then, I'll see you all in my next video.
Hit subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon, you miserable bandicoots.